We're back with Tracy Laparulo. Okay, so I think conferences are really interesting for Web3, really because they're live and the Web3 community is online, it's digital. How important do you think the live conferences are for the Web3 community?
I think they're so important. Honestly, crypto is built on events. You can see because we all travel to the same ones all around the world. Like you mentioned before, it's such an anonymous space that people can be so good at putting a website up now. They can have a strong Telegram group, but you don't actually know the faces behind the project. And that's what real world events allow you to do. So you come to the conference, you say, this is a real project. I met the CEO, I met the developer team. I can see they're a strong company, and then you can make better decisions whether to work with them or invest in them. The other thing that it's great for is like hiring talent. We find so many people get jobs after our conference, specifically hiring developers, people within the space. And we also set these like interesting timelines in crypto. So always every year since I've been doing this, like 2 to 3 companies have a new logo at our event. It's like every time a few of them, launch a product, like have a demo. And so we've noticed that these big events are so critical to the timelines of our whole industry because we were able to launch all these different projects. And we wonder, if we didn't have this event, would they have changed the logo this quickly? Like, would they have redone their website this fast? And so that kind of gives us like some little cool motivation to be like, we have to keep these events going because it's overall pushing the industry forward and getting people more connected, which is really exciting.
I want to build on that because I think it's brilliant what you're talking. Obviously, your experience putting these conferences together. But okay, so we have this world where people prefer to be pseudonymous, right? And yet, they come to conferences and people are so enthusiastic and positive. Like, why do you think people are so willing to reveal themselves?
Yeah, you know what? I think people are more cautious in the virtual world to be anonymous because that's a lot where the hacks and the scams happen. Physically they don't. But it's been an interesting year because this is the year of the DAOs, and so the year of the DAOs brings like a whole nother game to these events because who, especially for sponsorship or speaking, like who speaks on behalf of the company, who actually sponsors the company if you're a DAO, which brings
Let me just pause right there. I just want to clarify for our audience who don't know, a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. Do you want to maybe just define what that means for our audiences a little bit?
Yeah, in the most basic term, a decentralized autonomous organization allows for a collective group of people to make decisions instead of, let's just say, one specific individual. So in a traditional company, you have a CEO. I'm speaking specific to events here. You have a CEO who can make decisions on who to sponsor, who to speak at the event. But with the DAO, it's community driven. And so they all have to decide together. And so we had a few DAOs sponsor us and be part of it. And it's been really exciting to see how they've been able to work through these like decisions they're going to make, like what sponsorship level or what topic are they going to speak on? And do we use a more of like an NFT, like a CryptoPunk image as the person speaking, or do we actually put the individual's face? So there's definitely things that we're trying to work through, but I think the event industry is helping these DAOs kind of figure out how you make decisions as a collective group compared to just an individual, which is like very interesting in our space right now.
Oh, for sure. Look, Trace, I have to say, it's so nice to actually just meet you, virtually. Well, just because you really have a passion for the community and you really understand the community, and it's just nice to see that, right? So I guess my question is, so we've got all these conferences, and we get a chance to connect. We get behind our screens and in person. Do you think that these conferences are going to become a staple for the blockchain community moving forward?
Absolutely. Definitely Futures Conference is the staple one in Canada. There are over 6,000 people. It's by far the largest conference. We also launched Canada Crypto Week with over 10,000 people. So we had over 35 events across the city. And so what we've noticed throughout the years is there were a lot of, not so great events in previously, and they've kind of been filtered out. And now the space is coming to their big industry events around the world. And we're so excited that Futures Conference has become the one for Canada. And I think it's just like any other industry in the space, not in the blockchain space, that as the industry matures, there are the 4, 5, 6 conferences that companies know they need to go to every year to stay engaged, and we're just happy to be the one for Canada.
Okay, look, we got about a minute left, but September, I've been in the film industry for a couple of decades, and we always look forward to TIFF, the Toronto International Film Festival. People come all around the world for that in September. Do you think August they're going to come all around the world for Blockchain Futurist Conference?
Absolutely. That's the goal. That's the goal. We love TIFF. TIFF takes over the whole city, and the way that Blockchain Futurist was this year is it took over the whole city with Canada Crypto Week. So we're excited to bring more people to check out Canada, see the Canadian innovation here. Ethereum started here, Cosmos started here, CryptoPunks, CryptoKitties, all these projects all started here, all involved very heavily in events, start from the beginning. And so we're excited to continue Canadian innovation and bring the world to Canada.